Very good evening. How are you?
Good evening. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much. So, yes, how are you going to spend your weekend? Will you be lazy? Will you be chilling? Will you be relaxing? Or you have some pending tasks to complete?
I have some pending tasks.
And is some sleep also pending? Is some sleep also like some rest also pending?
Yeah, usually in weekends I sleep 1 hour more. Yeah.
Okay. Otherwise, when you're in a routine, even if it's on a weekday, you get up early, like
Yeah.
you, yeah.
At
But the body
5:30.
cycle is also followed on the weekend. But we feel that we should sleep more. So, okay. So, any memory that brings a smile to your smile on your face, even in the darkest of times. Any smile, any memory that brings a smile to your face in the darkest of times. Any memory that lights up even when it's all dark around you and it keeps you going. It makes you feel that, wow, if you've lived that kind of a time, no matter what time it is today, you will be able to live that kind of a time again in the future. Any memory so powerful that, it still brings a smile to your face.
Yeah, there are some childhood memories and my courtship period, we can say, uh, after engagement and before marriage. So,
Courtship.
courtship. Yeah. So these memories bring me back.
And do you sometimes like to sing? Do you sometimes like to try any new activity? Do you sometimes try to go and sit into the nature? Do you sometimes
I
try to do
love
small things?
all these things. I love all these things.
Okay.
I sing with whenever I play music, I usually sing with the song, and I sing every night. I sing what we say bhajan in English. I don't know.
Devotional music, devotional
Devotional
music,
music with my son.
devotional songs.
Yeah, devotional song with my son. And yeah, I love nature. I love to sit on the roof. Yeah, I usually do that.
Any one thing that you saw in your childhood and you did not like it and you thought that I wouldn't ever let this happen in my future. I wouldn't ever let such sort of a thing happen in my future
I
household.
spent my childhood with my grandparents that I like, but I was far away from my parents. So I don't want my son to be away from me and my husband. This is one thing.
A
And my
lot
brother
of people.
also. We were not together in my when we were kid. So it would be good if we were together.
It just ma'am, it happened to a lot of people. I mean, I swear it happened to a lot of people. Many people I met in the past few days, and so I asked them something about their childhood. Most of the people said that, ma'am, earlier marriages would happen in that manner only. And, two people were married off, even if they were not as settled to build a proper house, proper
Yeah.
managed house. And, kids were mostly raised up by their grandparents, grandfathers. Though, ma'am, I feel those children today are much more wiser. They have uh, they certainly have a wisdom, because
Yeah.
whatever you are feeded in the very first stages of your life, it stays with you for life.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
being same here. If you ask me, same here. I have not been raised as much by my parents as much as I've been raised by my grandparents. One set of my grandparents were little different. Like
Yeah.
they were not as they did not like their way of showing love was very different. Though they loved
Yeah.
but their way was very different, which I was not happy with. But another set of grandparents were very, very like their way of love was all their way of showing love was all we want in life, treating with candies and chocolates and taking out to the different places. Whereas another
Yeah,
set
yeah.
was in their own way, but it's okay. Now today I regard both of them as the wealth of my life.
I
So
spent my
and
childhood with my uncle and aunts with too. So it's not just grandparents. There are so many people. There were so many people in my family. So we learn adjustment with we when we live in a joint family, and I think that make us strong. But yeah, the love we missed, we don't want to, and I don't want my son to miss that. That's the one thing.
same, I'm same, and a lot many people I am meeting on the platform nowadays,
Yeah.
not raised up by parents, but by every other member in the family, and me too, like me too. Okay, but any one situation in life that gave you this survival instinct, that survival trick, that survival training, that no matter what happens in life and howsoever tough it is, you will just keep fighting, you will try to be as strong as possible, and you will not bow down easily. So, any one thing, any one experience, any one person,
I had
any.
the experience when I moved in when we moved in Kathmandu. I was alone with my son. He was 4 year old, and I had, as I told you in last session, I am allergic to cockroaches. I didn't know that time, so I had a attack, like asthmatic attack, and I didn't know I am asthmatic.
Oh
I am
my
okay. So
goodness.
I couldn't breathe that time. I tried hard. I
And you
moved.
did not know what is happening with you.
Yeah, I did not know, and I don't know what to do. I can't speak, and I can't tell my son. He don't know anything. So I called my husband. He was busy in office. He didn't know what happened. So what I did, I turned on my mic in WhatsApp, and I just tried to speak anything I can speak. So he think it's important, and he played that, and he was scared, like what happened to her. So he just run away from his office. It's just 10 minutes away, and right away I called my brother. He is a doctor. So I just called him, what should I do now? I just messaged him, so he understood what I want to say, and he suggested a medicine. I just told him to speak to my husband, and they both speak on phone, and he bring medicine for me. At that time, I was trying to breathe. I just run to kitchen, and then I bought hot water, so maybe I can breathe. Yeah, that time I feel like we
Oh
have to
my God.
focus on our health first. Yeah.
And how, my God, and how was your son? I mean, though you were very brave, though you were very brave, but still, I mean, how, oh my
In
God.
last 2 years, so many things happened. Like my husband knows broke up, in my own brother's marriage. It was like, it was very scary for us. He was bleeding, like all his mouth, his face and his chest was covered in blood, and we were running to hospital. There is so many things happen in 2 years. So yeah, we are stronger now to face some these things.
It's, though we are talking about it very easily, but I'm
Yeah,
sure it
it's
must
too
have.
hard, you know. Yeah.
And but last time you told me that, I think you only told me that sometimes, I don't know who said that. Sometimes, we always compare the achievements, but rarely we compare the troubles. And there are some
Yeah,
people who Mhm.
it's it's not we only see people who succeed. We see, wow, he's doing well, and but we don't see their struggle. We don't want to know their struggle. Like we are struggling, how they are succeed, how they do that, but we don't want to go to that path. But if we want to succeed, we have to go through that. Life is not easy.
Ma'am, yes. My goodness, you've been really brave in some of the situations. I don't know, and just how, as much as possible, even when you were not able to breathe, you went till the last limit to make your husband know what is happening to you. I mean, you could have broken down also, but it's just, I don't know. What are you made of? Are you made of steel?
No, not nothing. It's just our instinct work very good when we have to survive. It's about everyone. When it comes to survival, we will do everything we have to. Yeah.
Uh, do you not just listening to your child, but do you observe your child, his face? Sometimes, kids, of course, kids know less vocabulary than us. And, we as adults, sometimes we are not able to explain the most complex emotions. So, how can kids do that? So, yes, once in a while, do you not just listen, but also see and observe your child's face expression?
Yeah.
Like,
Nowadays,
what
I am
is
doing.
he?
Yeah. Whenever he feel angry, I just observe him. He's just imitating us. Kids always imitate. So when
Copy and
he was seeing me being angry, or he also do that, so I immediately calm down and just say, what happened? Don't be angry. So he says, mama, you are also angry. So I just okay, I'm sorry. I always say him sorry, and he also do that. Yeah.
ma'am, in our household earlier it used to happen that whenever a person would say no, we wouldn't listen to the no, and we'll be like, have na, please have some more and try some more. And that was our way of showing love, but the ways of showing love changed over times. Now,
Yeah.
people say don't force, and people say don't cross the boundaries. Earlier, nobody said like this. People would feel happy, okay, somebody is regarding me and somebody and they wouldn't mind. Like earlier also parents would scold, and people would say that's their way of showing love. But nowadays
Yeah.
beating is like no, and you're torturing the child and you are creating a trauma in the mind. So different ways of showing love are different over different times.
Yeah. In
So
India, it's normal, I think, but
yes.
it will be passed in few years. And I also feel like my son told me yesterday that his P, PT teacher just slapped him. I felt very bad. And then I thought, when we were kid, we had this situation so many times, and there is nothing to think about it. Like we don't even think about it now. So it's okay sometimes, but yeah, I don't do that never ever. So yeah, in schools sometimes happen how they handle kids. Like there are 16 or 20 kids, it's hard for them. And yeah, it's not that much. I think don't pamper so much kids. They won't learn in. They have to struggle in life in their younger age. So they have to be strong. We have to stick be strict sometime. Yeah.
Yes, that is there, but please meet the teacher who slapped and ask her also like why she slapped. And
Yeah,
Like,
I asked him, and whenever I will go to school, I will ask.
yes.
It's not her. You know,
Mm-hmm.
female teachers are very, they have mother love. So I think it would be male teacher. Yeah.
Whatever inspires you or whosoever your role model is, has it been mostly the same person or has it changed over time? Like, for example, I was just reading, earlier we would admire people with mental wealth, with material wealth, sorry. Earlier we would admire people with material wealth. The day we come to know how difficult it is to earn and save money and also complete and also be able to fulfill our desires, we admire people. Uh, we our choices change, like whenever,
Yeah.
whatever we admire, when we go through something similar like that, again our beliefs and inspirations change. So yes, I would want to ask you, any person you admire, any role model, and has it been mostly same over the years, or with different phases you've admired and you've been inspired by different people?
Yeah. The one person I admired from starting is my grandfather. I love his thought process. So yeah, still I am a fan of him. But yeah, there are some online inspirations. They change day by day. When I was early 20s, so I used to think like I would be air hostess, I would be a banker. Then my role models are different. But now I am more in spiritual path. So I admire these who speak about ourselves. So yeah, admires change day by like time by